Are you happy where you are in life? Have you become the person you've always wanted to become? Are you as successful or as muscular as you wanted? For most of us, the answer is clear. We are not yet where we want to be in life. And who's to blame here? Well, really, it is ourselves. Our past self made the decision, for example, to eat a burger instead of a salad, or to spend 1 hour on video games instead of 1 hour in the gym. If we want to start changing our life, we must start with the beginning. And if we want to change our life, we must change our choices. So, if we want a better future, we must make better decisions. So in this video I will teach you everything I know about making decisions. We'll go over 2 types of decision makings, of types of choices, and then we'll go on speaking about how we make the easier decisions, but mainly the hard ones, the big life decisions. I'm very excited to share with you my knowledge, so let's get right into it. The first type of choice is the choice of action. This means acting upon something. For example, you choose to eat a burger, or you choose to eat a salad. You're actively doing something after you choose. Now, if you look deeper, there's another type of choice. It's actually the motive for the choice of action, and it is the choice of perception. The way you look at certain things, certain events, the way you perceive them. Now, the first step on making better choices is changing your perception. Now, for example, I'll give you a couple examples to make it a bit more clear. Depression. Most people that are in a depression, they don't believe themselves that they can recover. And if you don't believe in it yourself, you never will recover. If you don't believe that you will become successful, you never will. If you're trying to quit porn and you don't perceive porn as a bad thing, and you perceive quitting porn as impossible, you will never be able to quit. So I hope this is very clear for you. Perception is something that you can change without lifting a finger. So you have the power for yourself to make the perception work alongside you or completely against you. It's just something in your head. So make this work for you. So change your perception and your actions will follow. Now, how do we make these big and small choices? And first, what is a big and a small choice? So a small choice is a choice that if you do once, it won't impact your life really much. It's like choosing between a burger and a salad. Obviously, if we choose a burger every night of our entire life, then yes, it is a big choice. However, just one of these choices won't make that much of an impact. A big choice is actually a choice that will impact the trajectory of your life. For example, you choose to go on a diet. This will impact your life. You choose to drop out of school to pursue a career in business. These are all big life decisions. Okay, we're gonna start with the small decisions because you probably already know them and it's not that hard actually. You just look at your goals and align your actions to it. If you want to eat healthy, first of all, perceive the burger as it's something unhealthy and perceive the salad as something healthy, and then the choice is very clear. You want to eat healthy, so what are you gonna choose? Align your actions to your goals, you're gonna choose the salad. Now, if you then still decide to go for the burger, then you don't have a problem with bad decision making or making choices. You have a problem with your discipline and willpower. And now the hard choices. Now, these are life decisions. These are life choices. These will greatly impact your life. So there's multiple ways how you can look, is this a good or a bad choice? And you should look at multiple ways. Don't just use 1 or 2 factors or ways to know if it's a good or a bad choice. You use as much as possible. Think about it for a long time. Write about it. Right now we're going to go over 3 ways how you can look if it's a good or a bad choice. 2 of those are from the book Millionaire Fastly by MJ DeMarco. He wrote 2 ways how you could look if your choice is a good or a bad one. And me personally, I definitely like the ways he described here. So we're gonna use 2 of them, beginning with worst case consequence analysis. Basically, what he does here, he looks at the worst case scenario. What can go wrong, and is it worth the risk? So you ask yourself 3 questions. These are: what is the worst case consequence of this choice? What is the probability of this outcome? And is this an acceptable risk? So if there's multiple, you write multiple. For example, if there is multiple bad outcomes, you write them below each other. Then you then you write the percentages of the probability next to that, and then you write to yourself, is this worth it or not? The second way described by MJ DeMarco is the weighted average decision matrix. Now this is more of a visual way, so I will use pictures out of the book to describe this one. For this technique, MJ DeMarco used as an example moving from Detroit to Phoenix. So you start with making 3 columns, one with factors, one with one choice, and one with the other. Now you can use this for multiple choices, but for this one it's just 2. Then you can write a couple, no, not actually a couple, you can write all the factors there are, also very, very tiny ones. He wrote down weather, school, cost of living, and etc. Then you're going to write a number next to them, and it's on a scale of 1 to 10 how important it is. If it's very important, for example the weather in this case, you write a 10. If it's less important, like business climate, you write a 2 or a 1 or a 0. Then we're going to put a number under the choices from 1 to 10 also. Also again on a scale of availability in one of these states, for example. So in this case, near family was a 10 out of 10 in Detroit, but in Phoenix he wasn't near his family at all, so he wrote a 0. Then we're going to multiply all the numbers in the second and third column to the numbers next to the factors in the first column, and then we're going to get one final number. And then the column with the biggest number is probably the more favorable choice. And then for the last one, this is actually one of my own, and it is journaling. Just having these tiny books, I'll actually get them for you. Right here, I have lots of these different little books where I can write in about my thoughts, but in the topic of this video, about decisions, about choices, and if I don't really know what to choose, I just write it in my book. And it's a bit like the first one, however it's more raw, it's more coming from within, let's say. So you basically start writing and you write for like 10 minutes, just a couple pages, and you just write about the choices you want to make and what's good about this one, what's good about this one, but more just, not certainly to get an answer out of it, but more to prevent overthinking. And this is why I think it's very important, because you can save so much time, so much energy by just preventing to overthink, and I think journaling is literally perfect. So if you haven't got into that, just buy yourself a book. This is quite small, this is more something I use when I go on vacation. You can have a little bigger one, I have this, it's a bit bigger. Just buy a little book, buy a pen, and you're good to go. You just can write, and it is so good, it helps you so much with something to overthink, and I think it's very worth it. And remember, changing your life starts with changing your choices. See you.